Hey guys, you know who this is? Your girl from Whitney's Escapes, and today we have author T. Marie with us to discuss her book of the month, and it's called He Loves Me. And this is going to be a great discussion, so I hope you guys are ready. With no further ado, let's bring back on author T. Marie.
Hey
Hi,
guys.
girl. I didn't know what to expect from this book. I saw the cover, so I was like, I hope this ain't where I think it's going to hit. But it was. And before we get into this book, He Loves Me, please, with a little bit of voice that you do have, tell the viewers who you are, a little bit about yourself, so they can be more familiar with you.
Hey y'all. My name is Tiffany. Author name is T. Marie. I've been writing since I was 18, so for 10 years. I've been published for probably around 7 years. I've been with three different publishers. Right now, I guess I can go ahead and say it. I am published under Tina J. Now, so my first book with her will be releasing next year. I have three kids. They get on my nerves. But other, I have a husband that gets on my nerves. But other than that, writing is my passion.
Yeah.
I'm
Girl,
sorry about my voice, y'all.
it's okay. I totally get it. Hello. That's perfectly fine because sometimes you will see my daughter or my son or my husband in the background, so it's normal. This is a family show, so we understand. Oh my God. So tell us, why did you choose this book for us to read?
So this book is one of my most popular books to date. Also, this book is the only book that I released this year, and it has tripled my numbers for all of my other indie books, which are seven different books. It tripled numbers with all of them put together. Also, this book is real close to my heart because I don't know if a lot of people, well, I know people have read it, but I actually went through some of the stuff in the book. I'm sorry, my son is in the,
Hey, cutie.
he just woke up. So what that
She's like, I need it on my live.
But I
But
actually went through some of the stuff in the book, so it. I hold it close to my heart.
that makes a lot of sense. I know he was so cute, right? The baby was so cute.
Thank you.
Um, Girl, I personally never been in an abusive relationship, but this book was so triggerous for me as a black woman. Like I was like, my blood pressure was high, and for several different reasons. Being a black woman, I was telling my girlfriend this the other day. What was that today? Well, I was telling my girlfriend, um, from a black woman's perspective, I can't speak from Asian, white, whatever. I can't speak from their perspective. Only from what I am, from what I know. And this book was triggerous for me because is her name Adria? Am I saying that? Am I pronouncing her name right?
Adria.
Adria, right? So Adria, she was confusing me for several different things. One, she came from a great family, you know. Um, so for get the
You
baby girl, he could be right in our live with us.
wanna get right with me? Okay. Come on.
Let him sit right there. He know the story.
Can you say hi? No? Okay.
She's like, I don't feel good. I just want to sit here. But for her coming from like a good family, I felt like she was still like insecure in areas because like she was being a veterinarian. She said that they talked for like a month, and then they went on one date that she wasn't really sure about because it took her 30 minutes to go to the date. And then the next day, he was like, "I want you to be my girl," and she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Wait, hold up, you don't even know this dude." That was the first time for me. Like, why is she so desperate to be in a relationship? You went on one nice date. Yes, he heard you. He took you to a movie that you like, but you ain't seen him pop the freaking pill. And like, pump your brakes, sis, because she had a lot of stuff going for her. She had her own house. She was, about to finish school with veterinarian. She had great parents, a great relationship with both of her parents. I couldn't understand why she was so, I guess, like desperate or insecure for that relationship. Can you explain that?
So, not trying to put my business all up in here, but
Let
I
your business
can.
in here because I like to know. I'm nosy.
So I come from a two-parent household, and honestly, I met my first child's father when in May, I was pregnant by July,
Mm,
and his true colors didn't come out until. So that's the part that's kind of different in the book because his true colors didn't come out until like August ish, and that's when I realized that that wasn't the relationship for me. But of course, I was pregnant. I was vulnerable. Not so in the book, her dad died after everything. My dad died in 2018. So it's just a point of view. My point of view was this is how it is when you. I'm so sorry, y'all. So my point, it was from my point of view, is this is how it is when the person that you know is gone. Like my dad wouldn't have allowed half of the stuff to happen. And I guess I was looking for that love, and that was love that he couldn't even give.
mm, that makes a lot of sense.
I can
I
say the
totally get
only
it.
difference between my real life and the book is I didn't lose my job. In the book, she lost her job.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, girl, he was stressing me out. Like I was like, I wanted to jump to that book and choke him out. And the one thing I was saying that triggered me as a woman is like when she was like, and I feel like all women do that, especially melanin sisters, because that's all I can speak from my girlfriends, me personally. Um, when we justify, or I feel like we have to make ourselves small in relationships. Like for instance, and I tell my girlfriends all the time. Even I'm married. I've been with my husband for 18 years, and we talk, and I'm like, you know what? People outside voices always want to be like, oh, what is masculine? I said, I'm not masculine. I'm just a strong person. And I said, at the end of the day, you have to remember, I am a black woman. Keyword black first. So to be in America and you already have this melanin that's popping, you're gonna go through a lot of other things that other people don't have to go through. So you
that
can't
makes
be
sense.
weak because if you're weak, you ain't gonna survive. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes,
I
ma'am.
tell people that if you're not with a man, not an old boy, 'cause there's a lot of old boys running out here.
Yeah, most definitely.
This is why I was triggered because I feel like a lot of my girlfriends, even me, sometimes, I'm like, wait, hold on. How am I presenting myself? What am I saying? Am I gonna for not even your spouse, but for other people how they view us? You know what I'm saying? If we want to speak up for ourselves or defend something, our point of view. Oh, she masculine. She this, she that. And I'm like, no. So when she was kind of doing, Andrea was doing this in the book, kind of like I just want to be with you. Why would you think that? And I just kept on thinking as a woman, not even with the abusive part. It's like the manipulation that it is in the society. How if we stand up for ourselves, he was like, I'm telling you what to do. And she was like, you're not telling me what to do. I'm sharing this information. And I was like, you tell him, but in the same time, in his fickle head, no, I control you. And I feel like society wants to control black women, not
Most
letting
definitely.
us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely.
And that's why I said this book was triggering because I was like, wait, hold up. This is more than just physical abuse. Like she even said the verbal abuse, the mind play. When you even look at podcasts today, when all these guys are speaking, how degrading they speak when it comes down to black women. It's
Yeah.
sickening. Just like Titus was in his book. He degraded her, and the part that I love that you wrote about in here was that he knew her value. He knew all her assets, all her benefits, and he wanted to like chip at her to make him feel better.
He wanted to make him. He wanted to belittle her to make himself feel bigger.
And knew she was kind. So using his childhood trauma, which I understand. People, everybody has childhood traumas. No one life is perfect. But like she said, go get some help.
Right?
That he refused to get some help. So
Because
explain,
in his head wasn't nothing wrong with him. He was perfect.
even though he
But
was
that
taking
was
the
in
pill,
his head.
girl, he was stressing me out so bad. And I was like, in every scenario he was in, he did something toxic. And that's what was driving me crazy. As you said in your situation, you were already pregnant. She wasn't even pregnant yet. And he was purposely trying to get her pregnant to lock her in. Everything. And that's why she was frustrating me in the beginning of the story because I'm like, come on, like you didn't do anything to protect yourself from this guy. When he met your assistant, that was a guy. You gonna flirt with him in front of me? What? She introduced you to.
She introduced him. Yes.
And he grabbing her and flying like a freaking crazy person. Then meeting the parents. I was like, he need to get girl. I was
So
like,
the part that
talk
triggered
about it.
me in the book was when her dad died, and he was happy because, well, I forgot my exact words was, but I think it was something like, "Oh, her dad gone now. I'm her daddy now." It was
That's
something
exactly
along
what
that.
you said.
Yeah,
That's what you said.
and honestly, I have noticed since my dad has died. He died back in 2018, of course. But
I'm so sorry.
a lot of men play on that. A lot of men play on
And with her father, knowing how close her and her father was, even when he met her father, talking, about, this is my girl house. If you don't speak to me, I don't have to. I wanted to,
that. Yeah.
and I was like, to Andrea, I'm like, what are you doing? Like she let that slide. She was making me so mad. I was like, why are you letting this guy who you've been with what 3 months, I think,
3-ish months.
3ish months, just come and take over, and you value your time with your parents. And then when they had to so her the parents leaving, but the father already knew he was a psychopath. He told his wife, well, he's a psychopath. But he knew he had to play his cards right. And then when they had daddy daughter time, he got pissed off because if you're gonna choose him, then we ain't together no more. Guilt tripping her. And then when the dad died, when he goes to no, before that, what else happened? At the family event, he was like, "We need to go. Where's the food?"
Okay, cool.
He was just so demanding and
Disrespectful. He was just low down dirty, honestly.
low down and dirty. So Andrea was pissing me off because I'm like, "Girl." And when she left him and she ended up going back, I said, "Why do you keep going back to him?" Because he got so many issues. You can't. He embarrass you everywhere you go. He embarrass you. There's not
Even in the
one scene he
job.
didn't show his behind.
Yeah.
For almost 2 years, doctor's appointment, maternity shoots, everywhere they went. Her
Everywhere. He was
job.
there. It was more of an obsession with her.
Hmm. Do
It
you
was
think he
definitely.
loved her?
Huh?
Do you think he loved her?
Oh no, not at all. He
He
loved
got mental
the,
breath.
he loved the control that he had over her. Okay, can you go with daddy? Nina, let him see. I'm doing something. Let him see. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's life. And life be life, y'all.
So I honestly don't think he loved her. He loved the control that he had over her. He loved how vulnerable she was with him, and he loved That basically he felt that he had her exactly where he wanted her. That's what he loved about the relationship, not love her. He
Hmm.
just loved the control.
I agree with that. I was like, there's no way that he loved her. I was very sad that she took her so long to realize her value.
Hmm.
And then it was she was scared to get out of it, and I'm glad you wrote this book, even though it's triggers for me for different reasons. As being a black woman, I felt like it's definitely needed because there's a lot of women, not even if it's abuse, like physical abuse, emotionally abuse, verbally abuse. Abuse is abuse,
Exactly.
and this book you did touch on different type of abuse. You didn't just do physical abuse. You also did you did other abuses, and I hope that young women read this and understand. Don't get caught up.
Don't get caught up.
Oh, look at this
Let her
little
go.
baby.
Trent, stop.
Well, how old is the baby?
He's 5 months.
Oh,
And now the big baby coming. Okay, y'all.
and how old is that one?
He's only 2. He just looked 5.
He's 2, 5 months,
Yeah.
and then how old is your third?
9.
9.
Hmm.
I have a 9-year-old too. Is that a girl or boy?
A girl.
My daughter's 9. So that's funny.
She's something different.
They're a trip. They are a trip and a half. She just turned 9 2 weeks ago. My baby girl just turned 9 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
Oh my God, you got a beautiful family. You
thank
got
you.
yourself a good family. But like I was saying, I am happy that you wrote this book because I feel like it is needed, and there's so many people from any type of background, like you said, a good home. It doesn't always have to be a broken home. It could be different tragedies or things that happen in somebody's life that could make them open and vulnerable for a pedophile or a manipulator, abuser, all types of stuff. Because when you're a creep, you're a creep, and you're gonna find your victim. And I feel like this is probably why it went triple numbers because in any way you can relate to what's going on in these stories, good, bad, or indifferent.
No,
So
it's
that's why I
very
believe
relatable.
this book was how it went so well because even though I haven't been in an abusive relationship, I was pissed off. I was triggered. I was like, I want my friend to read this book because everybody that can't always express how they feel. Like it took her a while to tell her friends. They kind of saw some of it, but it took her a while to honestly to verbalize it. And maybe this book will help somebody to be like, you know what, I need to talk to somebody because I don't want to end up dead like the ex girlfriend. Oh my God, when he stumped his mama, did his mom end up dying?
I'm sorry, what was that?
When he stumped his mama on his birthday.
Yes, his mom died.
Because of that,
Yes,
so he killed 2 people, and then he almost killed her. Oh my!
he almost killed her.
And I want to know what you could have another book about that ex that he killed. I want to get more information about her. Like, what in the world? How did he get away with that?
Don't
That's what I wanted. And I said, how did he get away with that? And then when he saw that the mama, are you gonna write another book about this? Are you gonna? Because when he saw Michelle, his ex girlfriend, mama in the court, he was like, "Oh my past is coming back to get me," and I was like, "Is she gonna write another book?"
So
That
I
was his
want to.
segue.
So I definitely want to. But that book was so triggering for me since I went through half of it that I might push it out some. Like, I have another book, but this book is about molestation. I got 2 books of it, but I realized that experiences like that is hard to write about. Very hard.
Yes,
I'm gonna open it.
I could understand. I was reading a book by another author, and I told her, I said, I can't do this book. These books are so triggering, it's stressing me the heck out. But then she said to me, she goes, "Wait, you're reading my book in a sequence. It took me years to write this book, and you're reading them like day after day, like you're reading it back to back. So you're getting all that at one time. Like
Yeah.
I was able to break it down because I waited till her series was over, and I think it was like a 10 book series, and I could just read them back to back. And I felt so much anxiety and stress while I was reading the book. And she said, because you're reading my book like this, it took me years to write these books because it was so much emotion. So I totally understand when you say you have to like put it off or the triggering because even as a reader, if you have some type of compassion or heart, you're going to feel what the characters are going through. You're trying to be compassionate, trying to understand. Like even when I drank, I was like really trying to understand her. I'm like, why is she allowing this shit to happen? What am I missing? Like, you know what I mean? I was trying to dissect the character to be like, what is there? Like, she has a great family. But it also made me realize just because you have a good background don't mean something can happen to you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that happens to a lot of us, but in another way. You know, we all have traumas. It doesn't always have to be physical abuse. It could also be just psychological, like what you think, how we view ourselves.
Right.
You know?
I think any type of abuse can make you feel so little of yourself because it's always that question in the back of your mind, which is just that one word, like why? Why is this happening to me? What did I do for this? Like why? It's just always why.
Yeah. And I liked at the end when she was talking about when her she had one thing I could say, she had a great circle of people around her.
She
Her
did.
mom, her aunt, her best friend. Like they were some great people who also knew I love their wisdom because they knew, oh my God, that baby's so freaking cute.
Thank
So
you.
freaking cute. I just want to pinch his little cheek. Um, they also knew when to back up, when to step in, to let her know that I'm there, but we gotta let you do this because we don't want to push you all the way away, which I appreciated that. Like they used wisdom when it was handling her. Um, but she also knew that they was there for you. And I love that her mom was no nonsense either. Like her mom, listen, I love that. That her mom was no nonsense. But this book was, I thought it was a lot. When I read it, it was a lot. I wasn't abused, but I was triggered. I was like, and and it just made me pissed off at men. I'm not gonna lie. My girlfriend was trying to talk to me about something. I said, listen, I'm like, this ain't a good time to ask me about something because I ain't gonna be okay. So I'm like, these need to get it together. But it also makes you appreciate good. This book also made me appreciate good men
Right.
because you don't know who whose representative you're getting, and people do bring your representative. I don't have a representative. I don't know how to be nobody but me. But I have met plenty of people who do have representatives, and then they show up later, like you said, for instance, in your situation, and that's what happens. People give you one person, and then now they Jekyll and Hyde, two different personalities. But this book really helped me understand that I'm still mad at some of these men in America because I just feel like our community don't show up for us like they should, and that bothers me as a black woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My husband knows that, so that's one reason why I'm with my husband because I said I need someone who will show up for me and understand who I am and fight. Like you can't come and get no. You say something about my wife, I don't care who you are. I'm gonna have her back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely.
And he knows that. So that's one of the best qualities, or what made me really fall in love with him. That he didn't let other people jeopardize our relationship. Like I knew, like I don't care who you are, you didn't come at me sideways without him going to say something and do something about it. And I feel like in our community, we don't have enough black men doing that for us, which pisses me off because if anything happens to them, who's there? The black woman. We're always there behind them. So when he was doing all these horrible things to her, it was just like, come on, man. He kicked her
So
when she was pregnant.
my
He kicked her when she was pregnant
yes.
in the stomach.
Yes. So
Punch you in the face.
my take on what you just said is I think a lot of black men hate women. I really think a lot of black men hate women. And I think that issue, y'all, I am doing something. Get away from me. I think that that comes from mama issues. Their moms don't know how to handle anything. They see their moms, they see their moms beat on and talk too crazy, and half of them don't have dads in the home. And I think that's exactly where it comes from.
I think so too.
Like another thing, my first child's father, his mom left him when he was 15. And he always said, "Oh, well, you got to show me this. You got to show me that. My mom left when I was 15. I need you this." And I'm like, "I'm not your mother. I didn't come in this relationship to be your mother.
Hmm.
Go to your room. Goodbye."
I think you're right because I was talking to my mother actually today, and I was saying how hurt people really do hurt people. And if you don't deal with I said anybody can be a great person, but if you hurt somebody and they don't deal with that trauma and that hurt, they become a whole nother person. Because even Titus in his book, I feel like
Whoa.
if he would have dealt with the rape, domestic, because he said he got raped from men and women, his mom abandoned him, his dad died. If he would have dealt with that and really got like some serious Jesus and counseling, he could have been a really good guy.
Exactly. He could have been.
But he never healed from anything. That's why I was like, healing is real. If you don't heal, you'll become somebody you don't even recognize in the freaking mirror.
Agreed.
And that's why I agree with what you were saying, like with the moms and having like why she did this or why she bring this, the decisions that she made. I tell anybody, you don't know your parents' story unless they tell you. And that's why I would say I always share my story with my children because I want them to understand why mommy. And I tell both of my kids, oh, this is my first time doing anything. I said I have two, a boy and a girl. I said, so this is gonna be the first time experiencing things for myself. Same thing for my daughter. I can't treat them the same. They're two different people and they're two different sexes and they think totally differently. Like one set of rules for one ain't the same for the other because they're not the same person. But I
Right.
always try to express to them why I made this certain decisions or why I'm moving the way I'm moving towards them. You know what I mean? And I always tell them don't compare to each other. I'm like, y'all two different people. You're two different ages. And I think that helps our relationship because they understand, like, well, mommy did this because of this. I don't have to do it, but I also know that if you have a real messed up childhood, you usually have a messed up adulthood until you really find healing and someone to really help you through all this stuff.
Until you
But
find
because
out what absolutely hurt you.
exactly, exactly. But I thought the book was great. It was triggerish for me. And we could go on longer, but I don't want you to lose the little voice you have. And I know Christmas is tomorrow, but I do want to say thank you for coming on, talking to me for this time, and we definitely want to have you back when you're feeling better, and maybe discussing some other stuff that you're doing, so that you can really. So I don't be talking the whole time because I could go on and on. But please, I know you say you're gonna have a new book coming out next year, but tell everybody where they can follow you, how they can support you. So who is that? That's the other one. That's the big baby.
Yeah, that's my fiance. That's my husband. He was bringing me my charger.
Oh, okay. I was like, you want to open up some candy too?
Okay, so oh, you all can follow me on. I have a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and it's all author T Marie. My authors group is Pen and Love the T Marie Way, and I also have an authors page at Author T Marie. Also, I'm currently getting my website up and running, but I have a mailing list, and it's always posted throughout my page. And I thank you so much for having me today. I wish I had my voice, but it's gone.
It's okay, girl. I understand. I'm glad we was able to discuss some of the book. We could have went, but hey, if you guys haven't read it, you want to know more, you need to read it. It was a great book. Please support Author Tina Marie. We're going to pray her strength in the Lord so she can wake up and have a fabulous Christmas tomorrow with her beautiful family.
Thank you.
Um, don't be a stranger. Author Tina, if you got some stuff going on, please share with us. And for my viewers, thank you for taking time out on your Christmas Eve to spend time with us. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys always. You know how to follow me, everything at Winnie's Escape. Love you guys, and I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas.
Have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Bye. You too.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you guys. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. Author T. Marie is not feeling well, so I didn't want to keep her on forever because I know how it is when you're not feeling good. Because believe me, I've been sick for a while, and when you don't feel good and you sick, it ain't fun having discussions and stuff like that. But we do appreciate her. This was a really great book that we got to enjoy today and read and discuss it. Don't mind me, I'm multitasking over here. But I just want to thank you guys for always showing your love and support, understanding that I do this for you guys. I hope you guys appreciate it. And I'll see you next month for next book discussion. Bye.
Do you work too much, constantly on the go, miss hanging out with friends, family, or even yourself? Do you ever feel like you need an escape? Winnie's Escapes is here to help with just that. We specialize in family travel, autism travel, group trips, vacations, staycations, and more. So when you're ready for your next escape, make sure you contact us at winniesescapes.com. Follow us on social media at Winnie's Escapes as well. Winnie's Escapes, where your dreams become your reality.